Hey guys, just a real quick video before I run off to work. I had a few thoughts that been on my mind recently over the last few days. Been watching a couple of videos by Gary Edwards and BionicDance, and two of the things that seemed to be going back and forth was, do atheists simply lack a belief in gods? And are agnostics really just on the fence? And is Ozzy so smart that he makes my brain bleed? That'd be a yes to that last one. Absolutely yes. So I've been hearing a great deal about this subject, and the only thing that I can see so far people are agreeing on is that the other side of the debate are complete and utter drooling idiots. Now, I understand that getting atheists to agree on anything is like herding cats. Granted. But what I see when I look over to the theistic side of the room is a bunch of people who can't determine who is a correct Christian and who's going to be saved and who's a Satan-worshipping baby eater. Then I look over to the unbeliever side of the room, and all I see is a bunch of people who continually call everyone else ignorant and uneducated, but at least they're taking solace in the fact that they're not a theist. And no one can seem to agree on what the definition of an atheist is. I mean, we all call ourselves that, but what are we? I mean, we're perfectly okay with calling ourselves that, but then we realize not everyone has the same definition as we do. How dare they? The nerve! So ignorant. So what is an atheist? An atheist is a person who is not a theist. It's that simple. We good? Everyone good now? No. I can see it's not going to be that easy. Recently, BionicDance has come under fire for calling rocks atheists. But in a recent video, she comes out and explains that an atheist is that which is not a theist. So, first, define whatever a theist is, and an atheist is the entire rest of the universe, as she says. Gary Edwards, a smooth-talking foreigner, gives his definition as a doxastic attitude, A, towards a belief in God, where X is the belief in God, and the doxastic attitude A is less than 0.5. And if that made sense to you, you're either smarter than I, or you were drunk off your ass. One of the two. It's actually not that complicated. But the problem that I see here is that it narrows it down too much for some people. The problem I see here is the same one that I see in theistic circles. People assume that their definition is the only one that counts. But why can't we have both? Atheism is derived from the Greek a and theos, without gods. It literally means without a belief in gods, indicating a support for the group that would say that anything that is not a theist or does not have a belief in God or gods is an atheist. And yes, rocks and babies too. Yet Gary's version is important too. It gives a very precise and narrow definition of the word atheist. And this is important when you're trying to pin down exactly why you don't believe in God or gods, and what are the reasons for your disbelief. It's also useful if you want to promote strong atheism or a Gnostic atheism. BionicDance's version is useful in everyday basic speaking, that which is not a theist. And while she does admit that yes, this means that rocks and babies are atheistic, however, that is irrelevant to the discussion at hand. Who cares? We're not talking about rocks and babies. We're talking about me and you. You and me and you and me and you. And I have to agree. Depending on who you're talking to, theism, or a theistic concept of God, changes from person to person, and therefore atheism changes from a broad umbrella to a narrow philosophical set of equations. With such a variety of options, then, and given the chance to fully explain myself, I typically describe myself then as an agnostic atheist. I'm without a belief in gods, and I'm without knowledge of whether that God exists or not. In most cases, I am a Gnostic atheist. I am Gnostic as in I can reasonably say I know that certain gods do not exist. Zeus, Thor, Shiva, Yahweh. Based on certain argumentation, I am Gnostic in my attitude towards the existence of these deities. Although I do wish Thor would exist because that's just badass. Some people might object to placing adjectives before the word atheist, but it does help to demonstrate to people your particular set of beliefs or your particular reasons why you believe or don't believe something. At least it's helpful for me. Now, maybe I haven't thought this through very well, and maybe I am missing something. I'm looking at you, Ozzy. If that is the case, please feel free to leave a comment in the links below. So what do you think? Do you agree more with BionicDance and anything that is not a theist is an atheist? Or are you going to go with Mr. Edwards on the doxastic attitude towards the God scale of a 0.5 or below? Something like that. And one more thing. Should I have a tagline or like a sign-off? I like the idea and the concept. I can't think of anything that actually fits me. How about you? You have any ideas? Like, I will literally take your ideas and pretend that they are mine originally, but, well, I'll know secretly that it was yours, but I'll pretend that it was mine.